Hello again, Embers, or if you're new here, welcome to the Campfire Crew. My name is Stone, my pronouns are they, them, and today we're doing a very exciting video, a first for me on this channel. We are going to be doing a makeup inventory video, and I'm going to try and do this in the order that most people do it, which is the products you use first, the ones you use last. I just think this is going to be so interesting to compare to next year, because I'm planning on getting a lot more makeup this year. So when I first started getting into makeup, I wasn't sure if I was going to like it. So I gave myself a challenge to use my two original palettes 100 times before I bought any other type of makeup, which is why you see that I don't have anything other than eyeshadow and, mascara on right now. And I have successfully used each of those palettes 100 times. They're actually more like 120, 150 uses now. And I've decided this year, with some of my extra money, if I ever have some, dubious, but if I ever have some, to buy some more makeup. I want to get into blushes, I want to get into like lip colors, and I kind of want to get something for my eyebrows to darken them up a little bit. And maybe some other stuff, I don't know. But I think my makeup collection is going to start changing pretty drastically pretty soon. So I thought before I start buying new stuff and bringing new stuff in, let's see what I have right now in my collection. So let's get started. So first, let's talk about primers. Face primers, I have 0. Foundations, CC creams, BB creams, I have 0. Concealers, I have 0. Bronzers, I have 0. What's that other thing? Contour, I have 0. That's the other thing. Highlighter, I have 0. Blush, currently, I have 0, but there are some blushes on their way to me right now, and I am so excited, but I don't have any right now. So we'll count that in next year's end of the year makeup inventory video. I'm so excited. Oh, look, it's a little kitty. You guys can't see him, but we have a little kitty in the room. So if you hear, oh, we have 2 little kitties in the room. So we'll see if maybe they'll come by. But they're definitely trying to figure out what the fuck I'm talking to. They're probably thinking I'm talking to them. Yes. Yes. Ooh, actually, give me a second. I think I can maybe catch one. Here we go. I caught myself a little kitty. This is Titan. Okay, and then let's get into stuff I actually have now that we've covered that I don't have any base products yet. So the first thing I have, of course, is eyeshadow primer. I have 1, and I have the Milani eyeshadow primer. I really like this because it is very similar to my skin color. It's getting near the end point, and I think I'm going to repurchase this exact same one because I've really liked it, and I just don't see a need to change. The next thing I have is 1 glitter glue, which is the Too Faced glitter glue. And again, I like it just fine, so I'd probably just buy this again because there's nothing wrong with it, but this one is much bigger and I have much more left of it. I also use it much more sparingly because I'm only using it where I put glitter, so I just don't use as much, and it's also bigger. So I wish this would actually, these would be switched and the glitter glue would be in a smaller packaging and the Milani would be in a bigger packaging, but both of them have lasted forever. This I'm going to have to replace. This probably will go bad before I have to replace it. Yeah, it has a 12-month shelf life. It's been open much longer than 12 months. Same for this guy, same for all of my makeup. Then we go on to eyeshadows. So this is my biggest category by far. And I'm going to divide this into 2 sections and then merge them together. Basically, how I conceptualize my eyeshadow palettes is that I have 2 eyeshadow palettes that I have requested or bought myself. So I have a 12-pan Divina palette, which actually is only a 9-pan now, with some shades from another palette. So it's only these 9 shades left from the original 12-pan that I got. The other 3 I just didn't really like, so I got rid of them. So I have these 9 left from this original palette, and this is my Divina palette. And I bought this myself. This was the first item of makeup I ever bought. And once I had used this enough to realize I did like makeup, I requested for Christmas many years ago now, I think 3 or 4. We're getting on to year 4 because I think I got this in 2020. I requested my boyfriend buy me the BPerfect Carnival 3 palette. And I'm not going to open this up because there's spoilers in here for my Pan That palette. This has been my Pan That palette all of this year. It's going to be my Pan That palette all of next year, maybe the year after that. But it is a 40 pan palette and it is really beautiful. So yeah, these are the 2 palettes that I bought myself, or I specifically requested someone to buy me. So I have 2 palettes I purposefully brought in myself, and then I have another 7 palettes that happened to come into my collection. I did not ask anybody to buy me these, unlike the BPerfect, which I count as me bringing it in because I specifically said I want this palette for Christmas to my boyfriend. I did not ask anybody for makeup. One of these is a gift. So my mom, I included makeup brushes because I wanted some new ones. My mom did get me makeup brushes, but she also got me a palette. And this is the Wishing You palette by Sephora. It's a 12 pan palette. This is what it looks like. I've never used it. I've had it for almost a year now. And then we have the 6 palettes that I got as hand-me-downs. So let's start with this one. So this is the Big Cheese by I Heart Revolution. This was lightly used when I got it. This is what it looks like currently. So as you can see, some of these shades have been taken out. When I originally got all of these palettes, I decided to start a project level up. I quickly gave up on it, but I did do this palette first for level 1. And I took out all of the shades that are worse versions of things I had might be perfect, shades that didn't really work, and then 3 of those shades I actually took out and repressed into my Divina palette. So these 3 here are from the I Heart Revolution Big Cheese palette. So I still have this, but I might kick out a few more shades from this and then get rid of the palette, because at this point, even though I haven't had it that long, all of my messing with it has made it not close properly. So I got to deal with that kind of ASAP. So I have 2 palettes from Revolution. I only have one to show you. There's another one hidden around. I'll put up a picture of it either if I find it or just from the internet. And these are the Friends X Revolutions palettes. So the one I have in front of me is Phoebe. The one I don't have in front of me is Monica, I believe. So Phoebe is this like light pink kind of blue palette. I don't love it, but I do really like the color Bike, which, oh, there it kind of goes, is a really light blue. I'm never going to use Science Boy because it's a shimmer. And I do kind of like Ditzy just because it's this kind of like shimmery brown, but it kind of leans a little maybe orange. But I haven't used this. You'll see that with most of these palettes I haven't used yet, even though I've had them for a while. So I have this palette, and then the Monica palette, as you'll probably see, is very pinky. So that's 2 more palettes I have, and they're both 9 pans. Then I have, this is one I'm very excited for, but I still haven't used. I was gifted Rehomed the NYX Ultimate Shadow Palette, and this is just a matte shadow palette with a bunch of different colors in it. I'm really excited for these 2 yellows. There's some greens that I think will be nice, some pinks, a red, a few purples, but there's a few shades in here, especially the yellows, that I think are going to be great. I haven't tried them yet. Like I said, I haven't tried pretty much any of these yet. But it is quite cute, and I am excited for these yellows especially. The next palette I have is the Def Leppard palette by Artistry Palette. Wait. Oh, no, it's Rock and Roll Beauty. I've never heard of this brand, never used it before. And I have used this actually a couple of times, but I couldn't tell you what shades. But this is the Def Leppard palette. I've never listened to Def Leppard, so don't ask. but I actually like the feel of these a lot. And the shimmers are pretty, they're not like super impactful, but they are quite cute. There's a yellow in here, which I love. Even some of the neutrals are quite pretty. This shade I think is really pretty. There's a lot of shades that I actually think are really cute in here. So I am excited to eventually get use out of it. But again, that Carnival 3 palette's really been taking my whole life. And that's how many? That's a 14 pan palette. And then I have a little quad by Complex Culture that was gifted from the same person, but I think later. And it's just 4 shades, a gold, a silver, and 2 neutral browns. If anything, I'm probably going to keep the silver because I don't have one in my collection and I think they're very cute. You can really tell how shaky I am with this quad. Yeah, so that is all the eyeshadow palettes I have, which in total is 1, 2, 3, 4, which is 9 eyeshadow palettes, which is a lot for me, especially considering a lot of them I've never used. And I have no idea if I want to keep or what I want to do with. But like I said, I'm probably going to take out a bunch of shades that I don't like from palettes, repress a bunch of stuff, and kind of, my thought is this will probably stay as is. This will likely stay as long as the formula is okay. And then these guys plus the Monica palette that I can't find will probably all get accumulated into 1 or 2 palettes, because there's probably only 1 or 2 palettes worth of shades that I still like in here. And I'm thinking maybe I should repress them into the Wishing You palette, just because it comes with this whole circle. This lid is a big mirror and it's a really nice mirror. So I think this would be my favorite. And if there's any bigger shades, I can put them into the bigger palettes because I know I don't want to keep those. So I might try and fit them all into this. Yeah, so we might reduce this a lot by the end of the year, hopefully. And then we move on to, ooh, wait 1 second. Let me count and figure out how many eyeshadows in total I have. So I did the math and it's 126 pans. And I am only counting the pans I have left in here. Yeah. So hopefully we're going to bring that down a lot by testing these out. But yeah, 126 is a lot. Plus, I may have bought an eyeshadow palette along with the blushes. Don't tell anyone. We're not counting it until next year, okay? So after I would do my eyeshadow, I have 1 mascara, and that is the CoverGirl Clump Crusher. It's this bright green one. And I actually really like this. Mine's kind of drying out because I've had it for way too long. But it's not done yet. But I'm probably just going to buy this again because I like it. And then the last thing is I have 1 lip product. And I don't know if I would necessarily count this as, spoiler, this is my last lip product. I don't know if I'd necessarily count it as makeup. But I'm going to. This is a lip chap from Ethique. It's in the shade Juicy. It's supposed to be pink grapefruit. Scent, taste. There's not really much of a scent to me. I've used that much of it. So it's up to about here. I've gone through one of these before. This is my second one. This is a different flavor, but Ethique I really like because it's a B certified corporation, which B certification is basically like Leaping Bunny, but for sustainability. And it's, from what I hear, a very, very good standard for sustainability, one of the highest standards you can get. So if you're looking for sustainable brands, look for B certified corporations, and this is one of them. Anyway, that is my last makeup product. So in total, I have, let me count. In total, I have 13 makeup products. And next year is going to be very interesting. Like I said, I'm going to try and kind of compact some of these guys, but I'm also going to be buying more makeup. So it's going to be interesting to see how many total products I have next year. But I'm very excited to see the comparison between this year and next year. And I will see you guys later. Bye.